Hello students, I am Vijayalakshmi and I have been teaching English for 10 years. Today I am here in front of you with the video on simple present and present continuous tense. First of all, I welcome you all on my YouTube channel. So, as we all know that tenses play very important role in English language. So, let's start learning tenses from today. Today I will teach you two forms of present tense, that are simple present and present continuous tense. We all know that there are three tenses: present, past and future, and further these three have their four forms each: simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. And today we are going to learn two forms of present tense, that are simple present and present continuous. Let us start with the simple present tense. It is also known as present indefinite tense. Okay student, if we talk about its structure, what is the structure of simple present? It is subject plus first form, it is also known as present form of the verb, plus s or es plus object. Let us take an example. For example, he writes a letter. Second example, I write a letter. Third example, they write a letter. Okay, so these all three sentences are affirmative sentences. What do you mean by affirmative sentences? Affirmative sentences are the positive one sentences without any negative word, mean to say without not. Okay, so let us analyze these three sentences. He writes a letter, I write a letter, they write a letter. Subject, verb first form plus s and object. Clear? So after analyzing, you will find that here I add s along with the first form of the verb. Here I use where first form of the verb, and here also I simply put the first form of the verb. So the question arises here, why I added s here? So students, let me tell you that whenever the subject is singular and third person singular, then we have to add s or es. Okay, so I is the first person, they is also included in the third person. So what is the difference between he and they? It is the plural one. Okay, it is the plural one. Clear? So this is the affirmative case. If we have to turn these all three tenses into its negative structure, then what would be there? We will use two helping verbs, or we can say auxiliary verbs, that are do and does plus not. Okay. For example, the first sentence in its negative form would be, he does not write a letter. I do not write a letter. Okay students, so here it is very simple where to add does or where to put do. Very simple, where we use s or es, mean to say with the third person singular, we will add does. Okay, because we have already add es with do and it is made does. Do plus es is equal to does. So no need to again add s here. Okay, that's why I simply brought here write. And as we know that with the I, it is a first person and we use simple first form of the verb. That's why I put here do not to make it into negative one. Okay. So same with here in the plural. If the subject is plural one, we will just add do not. They do not write the letter. One thing more, if we have to change the same sentence into its interrogative form, then it's very simple. What we will do, we will just put the helping verbs at the initial point in the sentence. For example, does he write a letter? At last, put the sign of interrogation. If I have to make it negative as well, then I will put not after he. Does he not write a letter? Okay students, I think it is clear to you. Let's move further. Now it is very simple and easy to learn the structural rules of simple present tense, not only simple present tense, of every tense form, but the thing that is difficult and understandable, that is its uses, where to use it. Okay, so the first thing that we have to learn, its use. Where to use simple present tense. Okay students, let me tell you, the first use of simple present tense is to denote a habitual action or regular action, we can say, or a routine. For example, I am habitual of getting up early in the morning, so I can use here simple present tense. For example, I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's my habit and it's my routine as well, that regularly I get up at 6 in the morning. Another example, we can use here any name. Nikita goes for a morning walk every day. Okay, so here I put first form along with es. Why I added es here? Because it is the third person and singular one. Okay, so let us proceed towards the next uses of simple present tense, that is to talk about universal truth. The universal truth are the facts that cannot be changed. For example, it is very simple example of it, that is the sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. Okay, another example we can say the earth revolves around the sun. Okay, so you see I have used here simple first form of the verb, and according to the subject I use here s and es. Okay, so the third uses of simple present tense is to denote the general truth. What is the, we can take example here. For example, this road leads to Chandigarh. It is the truth that this particular road leads you to the city Chandigarh. Okay. Another uses of simple present tense is the actions that are true at the moment. For example, I teach English at Nanak Sir Academy. So So this my action of teaching English is true at present, that I teach at this particular school. So another use of simple present tense is to denote a future event that is the part of a plan or timetable. Okay, students? So I just give you very easy examples here. Okay, as we know that in every school the calendar is being drafted before the starting of new session. Okay, so in that calendar everything is already mentioned. For example, the summer vacation starts from June 1 and the school reopens on July 15, July 17, on July 10. Okay, so to denote a future event that is a part of the plan and timetable, we will use simple present tense. For example, the school reopens on July 15. Got it, students? So these all were the uses of simple present tense. Mere cramming the structure rules are not enough to learn the tenses properly. We must have the knowledge of its uses. So where to use it? Okay. So let us proceed towards the present continuous tense. Present continuous tense. As it is very clear from the name itself that this tense form refers to the continuity of an action. So what is the structure rule of present continuous tense? Subject plus helping verbs is, am, are. It will be used according to the subject plus object, plus first form of the verb plus ing, or we can say present participle form of the verb plus object. Clear? For example, he, because it is singular, we will add here is. He is doing his homework. Okay? So let us take an example of the plural subject. They are doing their homework. Okay? So I, with I we use am. I am doing my homework. Okay? In the case of negative one, we will add not here. He is not doing. They are not doing. I am not doing my homework. And in the case of interrogative, we will put these helping verbs at the initial point. Is, he, are, they, and I. Clear, students? So let's proceed further towards its uses. Okay, so now the question arises where to use present continuous tense. Okay, first we have to use the present continuous tense to indicate an action that is going on at the time of speaking. For example, what is going on at the moment? I am teaching you tenses, simple present and present continuous tense. Okay, so I will write here, I am teaching you tenses. Another example I can say, as the children of my locality are playing outside, so I can say children are playing together. Okay, so the action that is going on at the moment, at the very moment, right now it is happening. Okay. Second use of, I write here, action going on at the moment. Okay. Second uses of present continuous tense is to denote an action that is the part of a long project. Mean to say the action that is in progress. Okay. To denote an action that is in progress. We can write here an example. For example, I am writing a book. Okay. So it is a long project. I can't write the book in a single day or in just 1 hour. Okay. So it is a long project. But the work of writing book is going on. But here the thing that you have to keep in mind, that it is not necessary that the work is being done at the very moment. Because right now I am teaching you tenses. I am not involved in writing the book. Okay. But the book writing work is in progress. So the example here, I am writing a novel, a book, anything. Clear, students? So the next uses of present continuous tense is to denote a future plan. Okay. So this uses is very important. So what is here? To denote a future plan. First I give you an example, then I will teach you its reason behind, logic. For example, he is meeting Anil in the evening. Okay, he is meeting Anil in the evening. So here I use present continuous tense, is plus first form plus ing. Okay. One more example I am giving you to make a difference between two examples. He is going to meet Anil. You will take these two examples similar in the meaning, but there is a difference in the inner meaning in these two sentences. What is their difference? Let us understand. He is meeting Anil in the evening. This sentence means that he and Anil both know well about their meeting in the evening. Mean to say, they already had a talk about their meeting. They already have arranged their meeting. But in the second sentence, he is going to meet Anil. What is the difference here? Here only this. This male person knows that he is going to meet Anil. Means it's his desire to meet Anil. But Anil is not known to the timing when he would visit. Clear? Okay. So let us proceed further towards the next uses of present continuous tense. Students, I hope that you all are getting my points very well, because I am teaching you in very easy and well-mannered way. Okay. So the next uses of present continuous tense is to denote present trend, craze, we can say, the thing that is in trend. Okay. For example, as during the lockdown as well, the shopping is not okay. Online shopping is growing popularity. Okay, students, any other example we can say? What is the another example we should take here? Smoking is being neglected these days. Here I use the passive form of this tense. Okay, so don't get confused here. The next and last uses of continuous tenses. Okay, to denote an action that happens again and again, mean to say a repeated action again and again, but is irritable, mean to say is disturbing for you, mean to say annoying one, that you do not like. To denote an action that happens again and again but is irritable. For example, he is losing his keys. I will put here, use here the adverb always to emphasize the repeated action. He is always, I write it here again, he is always losing his keys. Okay, she is always using absurd language when I talk to her. So whenever you talk to her, what happens again and again? That she always using absurd language, mean to say she does not speak to you every time. So these all were the uses of present continuous tense. So at last, I just want to make you clear what is the difference between simple present and present continuous. Mean to say where we have to use present simple and where we have to use present continuous tense. Simple present and present continuous. If I say here, I live in Chandigarh, I am telling you the difference. The difference in meaning. Okay. For example, if we ask someone that where do you live, then some of the students answer in present continuous tense that I am living in Chandigarh. So I am here talking about the difference between these two statements. I live in Chandigarh and I am living in Chandigarh. So what is the difference between two? Most of the students take the meaning equal, but it is not equal in its meaning. I live in Chandigarh mean to say that you are the permanent resident of Chandigarh. Means your home is in Chandigarh. And if you are saying I am living in Chandigarh, it denotes your temporary residence in Chandigarh. Okay, temporary stay in Chandigarh. You can be in Chandigarh due to your project, due to your job. Mean to say you are not the permanent resident of Chandigarh. Another, I like this channel. Okay, I am liking this channel. So this sentence is wrong and this is right. Okay, so beta, whenever we have to use the stative verbs are not the action verbs. Action words, okay, not any action is happening here, it's your liking. Okay, the stative verbs include some words like love, hate, like, wish. Okay, so these words are never used in its continuous form. Okay, I will not say. Another example I take here. I love you. I can't say that I am loving you. It will be wrong. Okay students, so I hope that you all have well understood simple present as well as present continuous tense. If you like my video, then share this video, subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.